One of my main interests in life, at least for the last few years, has been radical life extension. I haven't done a whole lot of videos on this, mostly religion and things of that nature. And I wrote a short essay, semi-short, and since a lot of people have been reading stuff on YouTube as of late, and I think I'm going to do the same thing, just read my short essay, and if people want to listen to it, they can. If they don't, they can pass this up. So it's going to be scripted. I'm just going to be reading from my essay, and you can comment if you like. So here it is. The irrational fear of radical life extension. There's never been a time in human history that controversial theories have not existed. Certain examples would include believing that the earth was flat in the time of Columbus, or the earth revolving around the sun, or even the ability of man to fly. These are just a few of the ideas off the top of my head. One of the latest ideas, and I believe the most important idea of all time, is radical life extension. And like most controversial theories, there are groups of adamant naysayers who rise up and scream, "That's not right," or "That's not natural." The psychological influences behind such fears come in many forms and are propagated by certain groups within society. Agendas of these groups vary from questionable business pursuits or simply wishing to maintain the status quo. Two such groups that I talk about the most are organized religion and government, along with the third being the general body of just plain defeatists. Since the majority of people claim to believe in a creator and have such a passion for defending said belief, I feel compelled to tackle the fear of radical life extension in this area first, and attempt to alleviate the fears of the moral majority. The argument I hear most often from the religious sector is that we should not play God. This is routinely touted by the likes of Jerry Falwell and Jimmy Swaggart, as well as George W. This argument suggests that attempting to alter the natural course of life as dictated by a deity or religious doctrine is evil, goes against the will of God, and will generally cause you to burn in hell for all eternity. I'd say that could be a bit fear-inducing to the faithful. But if Falwell, Swaggart, Bush, and their ilk truly believed what they were preaching on this subject, they would not seek out medical help to cure an illness or have surgery to repair a faulty organ, both of which radically extend the lifespan of the individual getting such treatments. When medical doctors discover the cures for things like cancer and AIDS, for instance, this alone could more than double the average lifespan. Helping people to live a healthy, disease-free life should never be viewed as an affront to God. In my massage practice, I've had the opportunity to ask many of my clients what they thought of radical life extension. Sadly, many of them needed the very concept explained. The most stated concern by individual people was, surprisingly, not that we shouldn't play God, but rather they expressed the desire to want to be with God, thinking that if they extended their lifespans, they somehow would be unable to go to heaven. They think that to delay death would somehow shortchange their experience of paradise. If you truly believe in heaven, and life here on earth is such an unpleasant existence for you that your most desired outcome is to die and go to heaven for all eternity, I'm not sure any of my arguments could alter your decision, except for maybe this. If there is a heaven, how long will it be there? Forever? So, even if you live for 100,000 years, heaven will still be there waiting for you. Plus, the very fact that you believe you will bask in the glory of God for all eternity means you already plan on living forever. It's just that you believe you need to die before you get there. So, living forever isn't the issue, just the order in which it happens. The idea of living for many hundreds of years is not really even that groundbreaking. It's even been documented in the Bible that there have been people that have lived up to 969 years. According to religious doctrine, it is not unnatural for man to live a very extended lifespan compared to today's average lifespans. Throughout history, government and religion have been so intertwined that it's fairly difficult to separate the two. If a politician wanted to attract the vote of the majority, they would have to, above all else, state their moral upbringing and their faith in God. The direct connection notwithstanding, I will try to separate purely governmental motivations from my next three examples. Overpopulation has been the great burden held over our heads by the government-sponsored statistics for as long as I can remember. And for many years, I even believed the statistics that were shoved down my throat. Recently, though, new studies and statistics have come to my attention that suggest that we progress and develop new medical technologies and become healthier and wealthier, population actually decreases. I'll try and put a link to Hans Rosling, who's where I got the information for that.